everybody and welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me today. As you can see, I've got my Truly Grateful collection out from Pink Paisley and Paige Evans. She designed this last year. This is her last collection. Her most recent collection has just been released, so go and have a look at that at scrapbook.com. I took out my Happy Stitch today, and as you can see, I didn't stitch 3 stitches and it already ate my paper. So I don't know what is with my Happy Stitch. I know about a year ago or a year and a half ago I got it, and in a previous video of about a year ago I did mention my Happy Stitch and how I struggle with it. So I decided to take it out to, maybe I was doing something wrong with it, maybe it was me, and then I did take it out for this, and it probably ate my paper about 7 times, where it ripped holes in my paper. So I think there must be something wrong with my Happy Stitch. I'm not sure. I even went and bought the Happy Stitch thread from scrapbook.com because it broke my the thin thread. It kept on breaking the thread, the thinner thread that I got here from a craft shop, just normal thread. So I went and I bought that. It's like embroidery thread. It's very thick thread, as you can see. I mean, it's thick. So and you can see in some of the lines that the stitching, it's not zigzagged, it's pulled too tight, so the zigzag is pulled into a line, and I'm not sure why my machine is doing that. I don't like it, because I put it on zigzag for a reason, because I didn't want to stitch it in one line, but some of the lines ended up being a straight line instead of zigzag. So anyways, I'm not going to give up on my Happy Stitch. I paid a lot of money for it. Now I paid the regular price for it, of buying it and then shipping to Dubai. So I paid basically double for what you guys pay for your machine. I paid for mine, so it better get its act together and start working, or I better get my act together and figure it out or something, because I've got the typecast and I'm really happy with that. So it's not, I don't know, I don't want to say it's a design flaw, I don't want to say it's an issue. I don't know if anybody else has issues with it. I don't want to diss Happy Stitch, but I'm having a little bit of a trouble with it. So as you can see, I know Paige has done this before. I'm not sure with which paper she did this. I don't know if it's this paper, the stitching between the little lines to make it look like a patchwork quilt. I'm not sure if it was with this paper she did it, but that's where I got the idea from, Paige Evans herself. And so what I decided to do, instead of placing my photo on top of all this lovely stitching, I am going to cut out the insides of those little squares. Very carefully, though, cutting quite a distance away from the stitching to not, cut some of the stitching lines behind the paper, or on the back side of the paper at least. So, not to cut any of the stitching, because it took me forever to stitch this paper because my machine kept on eating the paper. I don't know if you can see at the top, at the moment, top of the paper. Now it's at the right of the paper there by my hand. There's a hole in the paper. That is my Happy Stitch. That is my machine who did that hole, made that hole. Anyway, I'm going to live with the hole. I'm going to accept the hole, and I'm going to make the best of the hole. So I'm making more holes in this paper in any case, so holes aren't that bad. So I am going to be putting all of this on a white piece of cardstock, and I'm going to be placing that little photo of Lucy behind the blue square. I wanted, because the photo is quite dark and lots of blues in it, so I didn't want it to stand out too much, and by placing it behind the blue square, the blue of the square sort of disguises all the blue in the photo and the darkness of the photo. So if I had put it behind one of the other squares, it would have really stuck out like a sore thumb. It wouldn't have, it would have clashed the hues and the things. So I'm pretty happy with it there. It is a teeny tiny photo. I'm not a fan of using teeny tiny photos like this. And if I do use teeny tiny photos like this, I probably put like 12 or 10 photos on a page. So, but with this page, I decided, let me just put it on there. It's cute. She's got a cute enough face to, to use there. behind the little hole. So I'm going to use some of the puffy stickers in those little holes that I created in the page. And I thought to myself of, how about I color, what do you say, color on color embellishing. So I'm going to paste or put these little dots, these little squares, pop dot foam squares thingies behind the stitched paper, because the dimension that the stitching makes on the back side of the paper is quite heavy, and I didn't want to stick this flat, so I wanted a little bit of shadow behind those little squares that I created in the paper. So I'm going to do color on color embellishing, just all the little bits that I have from this collection still. I by accident bought 2 of each embellishing thingy in this collection. I only have one 12 by 12 paper pad and one 6 by 8 paper pad, so I only have one of each paper. But I've got 2 puffy stickers, 2 sticker books, 2 this, 2 that, 2 everything, and I did that by accident. But I'm not complaining. I'm very happy I've got 2 by accident, so now I can create more with this beautiful collection. So as you can see, I'm just using those little sticker phrases to color on color embellish on the different squares. And they're cute little words like be a light, fresh, family, wonder, this moment, lucky one, lovely, you amaze me, and feeling good. And those are just some of the little phrases that apply to Lucy. I think she is a ray of sunshine. She is always smiling. She's always got a cute little smile on her face, so that's cute. And at the moment, that chicken is going to remain there until I spot something else that I'm going to put in the place of the chicken. I wasn't a fan of the chicken, but it's the only yellow thing that I could really find at that stage that I could put in that square. Chicken's really got nothing to do with anything, but it was yellow. So, but I'm going to switch that out for something different soon. You'll see. And it applies a bit better to Lucy. So I'm going to go into the ephemera pack, just pull my little pieces of ephemera, the top pieces of ephemera, and there you can see the little tabs falling out, and I decide why not use the tabs, and that little arrow that says okay, and I put that on the green, and then I put the little tab on the pink tab, and the purple tab on the purple, and so on. And I wish that there were more tabs so that I could put like at least a tab on the blue square where she is at, but yeah, I didn't. So these are some fussy cut flowers from one of the 12 by 12 sheets from the 12 by 12 paper pad, and I had fussy cut those a while ago. When I get a collection, I usually go through all the papers, and then I see what I can fussy cut, and then before I get started on the collection, I take the pages I can fussy cut, and I fussy cut all the pages that I can fussy cut, because sometimes I don't have inspiration for the collection, or sometimes I don't know what I want to do or how I want to scrap it. So then in preparation for when I get ready to scrap it, I usually fussy cut. And here you see I find the rise and shine sticker of the sun, and that works a lot better because the little sticker below it says be a light, and that just works a lot better. Chicken's got really nothing to do with it, but the sunshine has. And there I find a little blue sticker, or it's more purpley, but it's got a little blue in it as well. Anyways, that is it for this layout. Please give this video a like if you watched it till the end, and subscribe if you're not subscribed already, and I will see you again soon. Bye.